A very good evening and a warm welcome to our first edition of UBC News Tonight on this 22nd day of February 2024. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimotoi to bring you tonight's news. In our first headlining story this evening, President Lauryn Masika emphasized that achieving the intended objectives of the NRM government, including the social-economic transformation of Uganda, relies on the patriotism of its citizens. The president made these remarks during the closure of a 2-week leadership transformational training for local leaders from 7 districts at the National Leadership Training Institute, NALI, in Chankwanzi. At least 472 local leaders from Nakaseke, Mubende, Kakumiro, Hoima, Kasanda, Kamwenge, and the host Chankwanzi attended the training.
President Lauryn Masika highlighted that some leaders had previously misdiagnosed the country's issues, and it was the NRM government that rectified these problems when it came to power in 1986. He stressed that a united and patriotic Uganda promotes prosperity, emphasizing the importance of unity over tribal and religious affiliations.
Because they think identity, politics of identity, is this singer, politics of interests.
President Museveni pointed out that from the beginning, the NRM government prioritized addressing the issues affecting the people rather than engaging in sectarian politics. The president urged local leaders to initiate income-generating projects to supplement the emoluments they receive from government. He tasked the Prime Minister with finding ways to support leaders in income generation.
Singa muteka wenkola nabanja bana abakulembeze ne bafuna nabo entandikwa. Era twakiteeka mu myoga ogumu ku mwoga gwa political leaders.
Museveni expressed gratitude to Prime Minister Robin Anabanja for organizing the training to orient leaders on NRM principles. Prime Minister Robin Anabanja, the organizer of the training, stated that if resources permit, similar leadership transformation courses will be extended to other districts to enhance service delivery.
And they have been active, and they told me to convey their great thanks to you, to the government, because the money we paid here, Your Excellency, is not mine. It's the little money that is there under the office of the Prime Minister for donations. So remember, we no longer go for fundraising functions. I decided, together with the new PS, that we use that money and train our people here.
NALI Director, Brigadier Charles Kisembo, mentioned that the leaders have gained knowledge and skills in leadership for improved service delivery.
The first participants before you are 472, Your Excellency. During their stay here, the participants were taken through ideology and leadership, time management, introduction to patriotism studies, ways of thinking and understanding reality, transformative discipline and revolutionary methods of work.
Some participants praised the NRM government for transforming the country, citing progress in various areas.
And we all agree that this training has made us better leaders. We are all in agreement that the time we have spent here has accorded us an opportunity to know more about our country, about where we came from, where we are, and the future that awaits us.
The transformational leadership training was attended by District LC5 chairpersons, district councillors, LC3 chairpersons, youth, women, and persons with disabilities, among others. Dennis Igoa for UBC News.
His Excellency Masika Kazimotoi, the Deputy Chair of the Transitional Sovereignty Council of the Republic of the Sudan, led a delegation to meet and deliver a special message from His Excellency Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, the Chairman of the Transitional Sovereignty Council of the Republic of the Sudan, to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni at State House Entebbe. President Museveni reiterated his message to the fighting forces in Sudan, urging them to cease fire, hold peaceful elections, and grant power to the people of Sudan to elect their own leaders. He also emphasized the need for all stakeholders in the war to come together, engage in dialogue on the problem, and argued that once the problem is identified, it becomes easier to isolate it and bring about peace in the country. The two leaders agreed on a proposed framework within which to resolve the crisis in the Republic of the Sudan. His Excellency Malik informed President Museveni that His Excellency Abdel Fattah al-Burhan is willing to participate in the peace process for the Republic of Sudan as long as the conditions are favorable for the people of Sudan. Police in Busia are holding a one Pamba Moses on allegations of impersonating and receiving 20 million shillings meant for Busia Municipality Tailoring and Yoga Sacco, and went on to go into hiding in Bungoma in Kenya. According to Ocheng Michael, a Sacco chairman, says Pamba collected the money in 2021 disguising as a member. One of the leaders, Grace Kanuna, says that Busia residents are taking the advantage of being at the border, so after receiving the funds, they cross and hide in Kenya.
The so-called Pastor Pamba Moses got a Myoga funds from Busia Municipality Tailors Sacco worth 20 million. Then after acquiring that money, he shifted from Busia and went and relocated himself in Kenya. So since then, I've been tracking him, but it has been a bit a challenge because now the contacts that we used to have, he switched them off. But he has been communicating with a few people here in Busia. We try to recover maybe the youth livelihood money the youth, he say, have crossed to Kenya. But now we are saying, we don't deny you from crossing to Kenya, but bring back our money so that even others can utilize it. So what we are doing, good enough, we have a very good working relationship with our counterparts in Kenya. So we are in touch. Whoever we discover that is in Kenya, we are working closely with the security team of Kenya, so that we bring them back here, like we have done today. He was in Kenya, but we were able to track him, then he has been arrested. So similarly, I want to take this opportunity to call upon whoever knows that he benefited from Myoga and any other government program, willingly bring back the money so that even others can benefit out.
Hata nitidi mtandao yako ya rahisi. Kwa sababu nilikuwa kwa account, nikipita nikaweka 1 million, nikakuja nikaweka 1 million, nikaweka 800.
Kwa nini ulikimbia?
Sasa maisha ndivyo ngumu. Si mbali nilikimbia, nilikuwa nimeenda kwa huko nitafute pesa, nilikuja nifanye kazi.
Nesa baloni according to the members request. Kati baba bamaze kusabaloni, kati tukwata sente ezo ne tuweereza leaders of association bagende bagabire banaabo ngabo basabye sente. Kati ekikwatagana ku Pamba yakwata sente n'atwala muki mu association ye. Kati association ye kati bwe yatuuka mu association teyatuleetera report nga bwazigabye. Kati okubuuza ko ba member nti takola ki nti tabawangako sente milioni 18.
Uganda Coffee Development Authority has held an engagement meeting with stakeholders and the European Union Regulation Deforestation-Free Products on compliance and ensuring that the Ugandan coffee market in the European Union is expanded. The Extension Manager, UCDA, Robert Nangatsa, says they are collectively engaging all stakeholders with government commitment to support the process. The meeting aimed at EU regulation for deforestation-free products by December 2024.
European Union Regulation on Deforestation-Free Products (EUDR) prohibits companies from putting products on the EU market unless they are deforestation-free and legally produced. In the effort to ensure that the compliance is achieved, Uganda Coffee Development Authority and other stakeholders have joined hands to reduce the global deforestation to promote sustainable consumption and production patterns in the EU.
This meeting today, we have called different stakeholders to include the exporters in the country, the cooperatives, the development partners, including the EU delegation here, to discuss the options available to help Uganda be compliant in 2024.
Nagasia says to ensure Uganda's continued access to the EU market, which accounts for 65% of its coffee exports, it is imperative to expedite compliance with the EUDR regulation.
All those laws come into context to ensure that all the coffee exports to the European Union comply with the local legislation.
Kenneth Barije, the Managing Director, Mountain Harvest, also a coffee farmer and exporter, supports the idea of coffee under agroforestry.
When you grow coffee under trees, you actually get a better quality. So what happens is that when you have coffee as a shade, grown under shade, you have an opportunity for coffee to grow slowly, for cherries to develop slowly, and that helps with the quality of the coffee that you produce.
The EUDR requires that exporters of commodities such as coffee and cocoa must submit specific documents to export to the EU market, which includes, among others, a detailed land use maps to confirm deforestation-free production. Jane Nuramcha reporting for UBC.
The government of Japan has donated 2,000 metric tons of rice worth 8.5 billion shillings towards the provision of hot meals for new refugee arrivals in transit in the reception facilities in the West Nile and southern regions of Uganda. The project grant will be implemented by World Food Programme in 2024-2025 to over 50,000 new refugees. We have more details in this report.
Uganda is hosting a total of 1.5 million refugees, the highest number in any African country. Many of the new arriving refugees are fleeing from the conflict in South Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo and Somalia. Uganda's refugee population has tripled in less than a decade. The Japanese government has contributed 2,000 metric tons of rice worth 8.5 billion shillings to cater for 50,000 newly arriving refugees in 2024 and 2025. The Japanese ambassador to Uganda, Fukuzawa Hidemoto, says this support will contribute to mitigating food and nutrition insecurity situation in refugee settlements.
Prices have continued to go up due to the Russian aggression against Ukraine, and it has worsened the situation of food and energy in the world. Access to affordable, safe and nutritious food for all people and overcoming the vulnerability of the global food system are urgent issues. It is to tackle these challenges that we are signing the exchange notes today.
This was during a signing ceremony between the World Food Programme and the Embassy of Japan, where the World Food Programme will distribute the rice to the beneficiaries. The Minister for Relief, Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Engineer Hira Lunek, says despite a progressive asylum refugee support policy, refugees in Uganda have limited livelihood opportunities to sustain themselves and continue to depend on humanitarian assistance.
Most of in their countries, there are very poor health services, inadequate education. Now when they come here, we try to make sure we provide them with those services, make them more healthy. Many of them are not vaccinated over here since they were born. So when they come here, we have to make sure that that is done. We give them education. We transform them to better human beings, to better, more informed human beings. That can be helpful later on when they return to their countries. Refugees are hungry, they create security problem to our population. They go and steal your gold, they go and harvest your crops in the gardens.
World Food Programme Deputy Country Director Marcus Pryor hails the government of Japan for this contribution towards humanitarian and development work in Uganda.
This contribution comes at a time when WFP is financially constrained and providing historically low rations to refugees, which makes this contribution even more welcome. We're currently aiming to provide food assistance either in food or cash to 1.4 million refugees per month.
I'm Nafka Farida and Muganga Henry.
The Equal Opportunities Commission has advised the National Planning Authority to bring the national development plans closer to the people through sensitization about these plans. The chairperson, Equal Opportunities Commission, Hajat Safia Nalule-Juko, says many people at village level in government and the private sector have no idea about the national development plans. We have the details.
The National Development Plan 3, which entails the aspirations of Vision 2040, aiming at transforming Ugandans from a peasant to a modern and prosperous society, is soon ending come August 2025. However, due to various reasons, among others COVID-19, some of the aspirations of NDP 3 have not been implemented. As the chairperson National Planning Authority, Professor Pamela Mbabazi explains.
We worked really tirelessly to articulate the kind of Uganda we want under NDP3, but COVID came in, disrupted March, and many other factors, war, Ukraine. Cut the long story short, we did not achieve much targets, and the context has changed.
This was during a dialogue between the Equal Opportunities Commission and the National Planning Authority, aimed at ensuring that no one is left out in the formation of the National Development Plan 4. During this engagement, the chairperson Equal Opportunities Commission, Hajat Safia Nalule-Juko, advised the authority to sensitize the public about the National Development Plans.
We have been having NDP 1, NDP 2, NDP 3, but I think we have realized that so many Ugandans don't know about these National Development Plans. You go to your village, just look at your village. They don't know about the content of the National Development Plans. We are proposing that one of the other big strategies should be taking National Development Plan for the people.
She further tasked them to aim at capturing disaggregated data at household level as regards the National Development Plan 4.
How best can you be strategic when you don't have disaggregated data? And for us as Equal Opportunities Commission, we actually stress the issue of disaggregated data. This is because that's when you know in the household that maybe there are so many girls, there are so many boys, there are so many women, there are so many disabled people. Maybe they have this kind of piece of land.
We even have Lugos, we have a meeting so far that all communities in Lugos is to ensure that the data informs the planning process much better and should be disaggregated up to the national, up to the household level. And using the census and the government program of the PDA, we think at least we have a baseline to offer.
Professor Pamela Mbabazi, the chairperson National Planning Authority, also cited the need for government entities to work together with what they have to ensure sustainable development of the country.
We need to really caucus more, be more together, be clear that we all understand the situation in which we are as a country and see how we can support each other to move.
In May 2023, the National Planning Authority unveiled the country's next 5-year NDP for 2025 to 2030, and as regards its roadmap, consultations and drafting of the plan commenced in July 2023 and will end in December 2024. Rebecca Nantongo, Susan Inabugude, UBC News.
The Parliamentary Committee on Legal and Parliamentary Affairs is yet to clear the rationalization bills brought to its table after the Certificate of Implication issued by the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development was found wanting. A team led by the Attorney General, Chiriowa Chwanuka, asked for more time to verify the certificate before the scrutiny of the bills could proceed. The MPs wanted to understand the cost implication in case the merger of the agencies succeeds, including the cost of compensation for some of the affected staffs.
You're going to begin working on this particular issue as soon as possible. Well, whatever you're going to do,
okay, can you contact
your client, the minister, so that next time when you come, you can also come with him if you can. No, the law instructed him.
You want us to dismiss the case now?
That was the environment when the Attorney General Chiriowa Chwanuka got leave of the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee after the Certificate of Financial Implication was found wanting.
And being the Committee of Legal, we don't take legal issues lightly.
The committee had on Thursday morning started the process to scrutinize the respective bills under its docket to justify the rationalization move. Last week, the respective line ministries, while tabling the bills for the first reading, also accompanied them with the certificates of financial implication issued by the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. Despite this legal procedure, the Legal Committee of Parliament found no room explaining the cost implication in case the agencies are merged.
And in fact, it has been brought to our attention that all the bills, the certificates that were available to us appear in all different bills.
These guys are merging public institutions. There will be money to compensate people. There will be money to pay public carriers, to pay service providers. And they have brought a bill that does not say anything. And you don't have to be a lawyer. I'm really shocked.
The deputy chairperson of the Legal Committee, Yusuf Mutembuli, halted the sessions to continue with the bills until the Attorney General addresses the missing gaps.
That is why we have decided to adjourn Sindai until this particular matter is addressed. And as the chairperson of the committee, I'm going to write to the Speaker, bring out this to her attention for her guidance before committee can resume, if it is necessary.
No, it could have been an oversight on the part of the technical people. I don't want to believe that it was really a trick. It could have been an oversight. I know that it happens. Imagine, and by the way, they are dealing with very many bills. So preparing certificates of financial implication for all those bills definitely can create, loopholes here and there.
The bills on the table of the Legal Committee included the Constitution Amendment Bill, the National Tribunal Bill 2023. The Certificate of Financial Implication gives a way forward of how the revenue estimates of the projected bills will be for at least 2 years, as stipulated in the Public Finance Management Act 2015.
I cannot quite answer the questions that you raised to me. I think these questions should be referred to the Ministry of Finance. I'll be happy to continue to explain to you my part on the legal aspects, and then we can come back with the issue of the finance, and then the committee can go on and make its own decision.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.
Lethego Uganda, a leading financial services provider, has proudly announced Fortunate Atuhaire as the recipient of its prestigious education bursary for 2024. This initiative underscores its commitment to enhancing lives and supporting education within the communities it operates.
Fortunate Atwaire, hailing from humble beginnings as the child of rural farmers in Buhweju, has captured Lethego, Uganda's attention with her exceptional performance in the primary living examinations (PLE) at Chabuhambo Primary School. With an aggregate score of 4, her potential shone brightly, attracting the interest of Lethego, Uganda's sustainable community-based corporate social responsibility program.
Fortunate ati hama nagumiza mwashome kurungi abo kwa ruhanga yamara kumwikiriza mbazo mwishomero eri yabe natekatekaho eri yekiroto cye
twenda kushaba Fortunate hatogira ukoresa amani aba bashashure sente z'imyaka ena yo no murundugu.
For parents, Biaruhanga Leo and Komugisha Immaculate, the prospect of their daughter continuing her education beyond primary level seemed like a distant dream.
Mikora na mani kugira ngo businguzogwe mbugumeho kandi nimwe babase kubesimisa nkama bampera umugisha.
Lethego Uganda's commitment to supporting education and their aspirations into reality.
Ikintu cyitwa munonga nukurebwa ngo amagara g'umuntu wabo rijo gatunguka.
Fortunate Atwaire will now embark on a 4-year journey at the esteemed Mary Hill High School, courtesy of Lethego's education bursary.
The Minister of State for Works and Transport, Fred Byamukama, has given an ultimatum of 3 months to government officials who do not have valid driving licenses to acquire them, as they are yet to embark on an operation to weed out those who do not qualify to use the road. Byamukama was on a supervisory role to the Uganda driving licensing system to inspect services offered.
Inspection started at the Uganda driving licensing system, where the Minister of State for Works and Transport, Fred Byamukama, was taken through the procedures of acquiring a driving license. On satisfaction of the procedure, the minister was convinced on renewing his driving license, a procedure he attests to as being time-saving. He therefore urged all government officials who do not possess driving licenses to do so within 3 months, or else they will not be allowed to use government vehicles.
Government vehicles have been misused. Majority of the people have abandoned their drivers. They are driving for themselves, and when they drive, they use a position. When the traffic officer stops that person, I'm a commissioner, I'm a director, I'm a legal director, all those ones. But when we are bringing the road in place, we did not put all that under service, so to be forgiven. Whoever will not have got a driving license, and you have got driving either your personal car or a government car, as long as you're a government official, or a politician, this government, it will be worked upon as it is indicated in the law.
Byamukama commended the Uganda driving licensing system for fighting corruption in the procedures of acquiring driving licenses, saying it is saving government funds.
You can see as you enter from the gate, there are a lot of people screening. Every point you are going, you are being guided. That is all to avoid that corruption which people bring in services. And the corruption, these people that have chased out from here, it has aided the government to serve its people.
He also attributed most accidents on the road to non-qualified drivers.
The driving license, you start from a driving school, which shows you those signs you have seen there. When you find the word P, what does it mean? When you find P with a cross, what does it mean? When you find 50, what does it mean? When you find something like a Z, what does it mean? So those ones who acquire driving licenses are taken through driving schools, and now they are able to learn those. But those who don't have the other categories, now they are the ones who cause accidents, this 14%.
The managing director, Uganda Security Printing Company Limited, pledged to render quality and timely services to Ugandans free from any form of corruption.
So we do promise to the public that going forward we will be in position to deliver services in a far much better way. And as the minister said, we intend to bring services closer to the people so that we can end up serving everyone from wherever they are.
UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we return with more stories. Don't move an inch.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock on my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hustle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Have you packed more with Harbour jelly and Harbour foam? Yes, we packed. It will protect your skin from skin rashes. More with pack. It is a new improved more with Harbour jelly. So soft and smooth. It is a more with Harbour jelly.
Tell me, kids, the sense. Any irritations? No more rashes and irritations. Movit Harbour Jelly and Harbour Soap is rich in natural herbs for a smooth and glowing skin.
Movit All Day Confidence.
The government of Uganda and the Uganda Bureau of Statistics is calling upon all stakeholders such as the chief administrative officers, city mayors, resident city commissioners, city clerks, city and division councillors, wards and LC chairpersons, as well as the residents and business communities to cooperate with the UBOS field teams as we embark on advanced preparations to conduct the National Population and Housing Census on the 10th of May 2024. The census will be a 10-day exercise to obtain statistical data and information that will be used for planning and policy formulation, including information on 1. How many we are, 2. Where we are, 3. How we are living, 4. What we own, and 5. Where we access services from. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics has now started listing of households and mapping in the 11 cities of Arua, Fort Portal, Gulu, Hoima, Jinja, Lira, Mbale, Masaka, Mbarara, Soroti, and in the Greater Kampala comprising of Kampala, Wakiso, and Mukono districts. For more information, please call 0755 342 128 or 0773 342 128. This message is brought to you by the Executive Director and Census Commissioner, Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Census 2024. It matters to be counted.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock on my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hustle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Welcome to Dade Nursery and Primary School Luzira, a school that gives your child a positive learning environment that makes them feel comfortable and safe. We are a progressive year-round nursery and primary school, providing a child-centered approach to early learning, collaborative family atmosphere, and a safe, inspiring environment that encourages exploration and creativity. Dade Nursery and Primary School offers a wide range of co-curricular activities that promote teamwork, physical and mental development, including ballet, soccer, basketball, piano, and home economics. Admissions are in progress from baby class to P7, starting from the 8th of January to the 5th of February 2024. Find us at the first left turn after Oryx Service Station towards Luzira.
Welcome back from that break. We're glad that you're still with us. Now, in the business scene, the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has awarded a 21-year large-scale mining license to Sunbird Resources Limited, enabling them to extract 8,000 tons per day of limestone in Rupa Sub-County, Moroto District. The license was officially handed over by the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, Honorable Ruth Nankabirwa, who emphasized the importance of supporting locally produced goods as a means to address unemployment in the Karamoja sub-region.
In a groundbreaking development set to reshape Uganda's mineral landscape, the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has granted a significant 21-year mining license to Sunbird Resources Limited in partnership with West International Holdings subsidiary West China Cement Limited. This license empowers the company to extract 8,000 tons per day of limestone from the mineral-rich Rupa Sub-County located within Moroto District. The insurance of this license represents a pivotal moment for both the mining sector and the socio-economic landscape of the region.
I am delighted to inform you that the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has, as of 21st January 2024, granted a 21-year large-scale mining license over an area of about 11 square kilometers to Sunbird Resources Limited to mine 8,000 tons per day of limestone at Rupa Sub-County.
During the ceremonial handover of the license, Minister Ruth Nankabirwa highlighted the crucial need to prioritize locally sourced products.
As you are aware, we stopped allowing exportation of unprocessed minerals. So clinker is a very critical ingredient into cement manufacturing. So I hope that we can use it in Uganda.
Ambrose Biona, Managing Director of Sunbird Resources Limited, emphasized the importance of adding value to minerals to prevent the importation of these resources into the country.
Quantification we did proved that Uganda is endowed with all the minerals. It's a matter of doing the work the right way. Everything is possible here. And Madam Minister, I have to thank you, send the message to His Excellency for fighting hard so that we add value to our minerals instead of exporting raw materials.
依靠进口水泥制约影响高速发展蓬勃向上的乌干达国家的经济，做出应有的贡献。
And also, we will try our best to fulfill our social responsibilities to help the economic development of Uganda.
A $3 million mining sector is anticipated to create 600 direct and 3,000 indirect employment opportunities. The second largest cement factory in Uganda is expected to be commissioned in July 2025. Irene Faith Nantongu, Mary Namukose, UBC News.
The Cabinet Minister for Kampala Capital City, Hajat Minsa Kabanda, has visited Motive Creations to assess the impact of the facility's youth skilling program and innovative initiatives aimed at increasing youth employment in the city. Motive, located in the industrial area, serves as the haven for creatives. Take a look.
Government has been developing different initiatives to respond to high rates of youth unemployment and poverty eradication through holistic interventions aimed at developing marketable skills that create opportunities for self-employment among unemployed youth.
I've visited Motive for the first time and I've been so much impressed with what I've seen here, because I did not expect such a place here which has motivated the youth, which is making such good things here. I've visited their kitchen, I've visited their workshops, they're making good beds, they are making good dresses and everything here. So I think this is a small industry which can grow bigger.
Situated at industrial area along Old Port Bay Road, Motive serves as a haven for creatives, inviting talented artisans, craft makers, designers and artists from all walks of life.
Our objective for today was mostly to connect with the Minister of Kampala to demonstrate the opportunities that can come from what we call a productive common user facility, where young people can come and build their businesses, take advantage of the equipment, have access to market as they build their business. The most important thing is, if you look at the city, there are so many locations where a model like this can be replicated and also scaled up.
Japheth Kawanguzi, the team leader at Motive, says that they are focusing on supporting creative entrepreneurs to refine their ideas and scale their businesses to meet local and international market demand while increasing youth employment.
We call them omoleso, marketplaces where they can sell online, but they can also actual physical marketplaces. If you pass here, when we have a marketplace, most people think it is a disco, because there are so many people selling, so many people making money, so many people interacting. Every weekend we have a marketplace that happens here. And then the last important thing we need to do to create actual employment is around access to finance.
According to Hajat Minsa Kabanda, her team has purposed this week to visit different facilities to comprehensively assess the impact of youth skilling programs and innovative initiatives on youth employment.
Okay, we have other skilling areas, but according to their components, they also offer some small business money, which is refundable, and mindset change and other things. We shall work with them for us. That's why I came with the Brigadier General Dam Leader, because we work with him and in the ghetto structure.
Kansima Mompire, UBC News.
We are going to discuss more when we go back.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, through Uganda Electricity Transmission Company Limited, has commissioned the 132 kV Gulu Agago transmission project to provide reliable power in the West Nile and northern Uganda for social-economic transformation. While commissioning this project, State Minister for Energy, Sidronius Okasai Opolot, disclosed approved amendments in power purchase agreements.
The completion of the 132 kilovolt Gulu Agago transmission project marks a step forward to meet the growing energy demands for the economic transformation in the northern part of Uganda.
The power supply situation in the northern region of Uganda in the districts of Kole, Gulu and the neighboring areas was characterized by poor reliability and low quality, which resulted in high technical losses. Therefore, this project will provide the adequate transmission infrastructure to meet the power supply needs of the northern part of Uganda.
The government of Germany, through the KfW and Ugandan government, have funded this project with a loan of 40 million euros.
Joined the Ministry of the government of Uganda in this endeavor, especially with this very successful Get Fit program, which contributed significantly to the generation.
In addition to the project we are commissioning today, KfW is also providing loan financing for the construction of the 220 kV Masaka Mbarara transmission line.
The commissioned line will save the government from dim energy cost worth US dollars 2.5 million per month. However, government has moved to amend the power purchase agreement to remove a clause of take and pay to save a lot of money being wasted in dimmed energy.
So $2.5 million per month is a lesson. By policy, we are removing clauses in the PPAs.
Vandalism of high voltage transmission grid infrastructure is still a major threat to the electricity supply industry. This hinders reliability and grid stability.
It is not only the major transmission lines, but the villagers are actually suffering when even the distribution lines are vandalized. Transformers are being vandalized.
Some affected persons still have unresolved compensation issues.
The people who are affected by the projects exaggerate the compensations.
The Gulu Agago hydropower plant of 132 kilovolt transmission line and associated 133 kilovolt line extension work at Agago hydropower plant switchyard and Gulu 132 kilovolt substation were completed and successfully energized on 18th November 2023. Komagum Rogers and Abdul Nasir Lubwama for UBC.
Now, in more of our business news, as a way of easing global money transfer, Diamond Trust Bank and TerraPay have launched a partnership which will allow Diamond Trust Bank customers transact money globally. The partnership aims at strengthening and expanding the financial inclusion in Uganda to facilitate direct account deposits from any part of the world, narrowing the financial inclusion gap to ease credit accessibility for individuals.
Today we're really excited to partner with Diamond Trust Bank in Uganda, and our partnership comes with a couple of attributes. To mention a few, it will enable Ugandans and those having accounts at Diamond Trust Bank to be able to receive funds directly into their bank account in just minutes. Secondly, we are all aware the contribution of remittances in this country. This partnership will promote macro and micro economic growth of this country.
The incremental current and savings account to TTB. The advantage what we have seen in TerraPay is that their model of remittance directly to the account. Now all of us know thousands of people are working just in Middle East alone, and when they want to send money, they cannot afford to go for high cost options like the SWIFT or something like that. So that is the space where TerraPay can come in and take that business from the diaspora remittance.
The cost and the advancement of technology in promoting wildlife conservation, if not addressed, will hinder the implementation of technology in conserving wildlife. This concern was raised by keynote speakers during the Wildlife Conservation Conference attended by various stakeholders in the function held in Kampala. We have the details.
Uganda boasts over 20 protected areas, including Murchison Falls, Queen Elizabeth and national parks, among others. Despite the initiatives in place to protect these areas, a substantial effort is still required to conserve wildlife. It's against this backdrop that stakeholders in wildlife conservation are actively working towards embracing technology in conserving wildlife areas.
You can share information very fast.
If you get a problem, you can easily share this information with the experts around the world. You need technology to be able to follow them up. Now you can put a tag on them, and then they can move, and you can see from your computer where they have gone, okay? And where they've got a challenge. So there is a lot of things that we can do to use technology to improve efficiency.
During the conference, organized under the theme, Connecting People and Planet, Exploring Digital Innovation in Wildlife Conservation, the chief guest, Minister for ICT, Dr. Chris Baliomunsi, called for collective support in using technology for wildlife conservation.
That we must do everything possible to integrate technology, to make technology central to the management of wildlife conservation and also management of other natural resources in order for us to be much more efficient and to be successful in what we do in protecting the environment.
Among the challenges affecting wildlife areas are encroachment, poaching and deforestation, which Minister Baliomunsi attributes to the increase in population growth in the country.
Protection of natural resources is a God-given command. Our annual population growth rates are very high, and I'm sure you as people who are in the conservation area, you know the impact, the implications of the rapid population growth. So we do not encourage Ugandans to just produce like what the Bachiga would say, producing fur.
We are putting in place, for example, systems to be able to monitor human-wildlife conflicts, and the communities can be able to utilize what we call citizen science, report in real time.
In conserving wildlife, Uganda Wildlife Authority has attempted to embrace technology, including earth rangers, global positioning system, smart monitoring and reporting, e-permitting, drones and radio telemetry. However, the technology has faced challenges.
And you can't use any single one of them because none of them fits all. Many of these have a cost. You need a computer, you need a telephone. You need to buy cameras, you need to buy radios, and then of course the software. If you're going to get software that works, normally it needs to be licensed.
Stakeholders in wildlife conservation are now calling for collective efforts in conserving wildlife.
Conservation should be for everyone. You should contribute to conservation wherever you are.
And sometimes when you tell a donor that this technology needs 10 years to have reached full adoption, it might not be possible. They just say 2 years, 3 years.
The conference takes place as the country awaits the commemoration of the World Wildlife Day on March 3rd in Chenjojo District. Irene Faith Nantongo, Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock on my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're so tingy. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
As Uganda and as UBTS, we are hosting a high-level scientific blood transplant congress from the 4th to the 7th of March at Peak Resort, Munyonyo. I call upon everybody to come and attend this important congress where we shall share knowledge, expertise, and new innovations in the field of blood.
Welcome back from that break, and now into the sports scene. The Uganda Olympic Committee has hosted its 8th graduation ceremony for participants that partook of sports administration courses in 2023.
An advanced diploma. The lack of quality sports administrators in Uganda is fast becoming history following efforts by Uganda Olympic Committee. This Uganda Olympic Committee is achieving through sports administrator and advanced sports management courses, whose 2023 cohort has graduated. There were 55 graduates in the sports administrator course, while 53 completed the advanced sports management course that had a good female presence.
As the Uganda Olympic Committee, we like to see more involvement of women, because we've seen women as athletes, we've seen women in other areas, we want to see women in administration. And of course, this is one of the strategies we have to ensure there's parity of women in management of sports. You cannot have a woman who does not have the knowledge to manage a sports organization.
Uganda Olympic Committee President Dr. Donald Rukare preached integrity, character and honesty, and also advised the graduates to spend time growing sport rather than in conflict resolution.
It's through acquiring skills and knowledge that sports in Uganda can be managed professionally. And we congratulate all the graduates, and we call upon all sports administrators in the clubs, in the schools, in the associations and federations to come and attend these courses here at the Uganda Olympic Committee, because it's through building capacity that we believe sports in Uganda can go forward.
The graduates underwent course units like governance, marketing, financial management, human resource management.
As a woman, but as an overall.
Already, this course is helpful in terms of good governance and proper management, day-to-day management of our association. It helps you articulate what it means to be a leader, the best practices of leadership.
Uganda Olympic Committee has, since inauguration of the sports administrator courses 8 years ago, passed out more than 2,000 beneficiaries, some of whom have pursued further studies.
I think it's been an exciting journey over the last 8 years since we started these programs, and I'm super excited to see so many and more people getting involved in the courses, and we anticipate that we shall have more and more people coming to enroll for the advanced sports management courses as well as the certificates in sports administration.
A big congratulations to all the graduates who partook in this administration courses or sports administration courses. Actually, a very own reporter, Grace Joy Kemgisa, was also among the graduates. Congratulations. Well, UBC News Tonight has come to an end. Thank you so much for your company. Join us at exactly 10 o'clock for our second edition with more stories. Up next is You Health Chat with Sophia Matovu. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimotoi. See you at 10.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
One-on-one with Michael Jordan Lukomwao.
A weekly face-to-face conversation focusing on accountability, inspiration, information, and sensitization of the public from the various sources, such as inspirational profiles.
Having a disability is not inability.
Professional guidance.
There is no special antiretroviral therapy that is given specifically for discordant couples.
And of course, politics.
Don't you see anywhere that you would give a credit in the fight against COVID?
My role as the owner of the country is not to, be preoccupied by giving credit to my servant.
We have said that if we are to talk to General Museveni, there must be certain conditions in place.
Is it true that you paid 5 million shillings to MPs that voted for Anita Monga and Tayebo?
That is laughable. Why would we pay when we have nominated them as SEC?
The Sovereign Party has been represented in Uganda's parliament for 10 years. We only by one MP, you yourself. And my daughter, Susan.
Every Friday 9 p.m., it's One-on-One with Michael Jordan Lukomwa on UBC TV, inspiring Uganda.
It takes courage, passion, practical engagement, career interest, vision, targets who want to create a thriving economic empire. Entrepreneurs Hub, giving you a deep and unique insight into agribusiness, services, ICT and innovation, industrialization and so much more. Entrepreneurs Hub, growing your small, medium and large business entity. With yours truly, Sandra Kahunde, right here on UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Do you hear it? Do you see it?
In Uganda, Tanzania.
That's the sound of business in a developing economy.
For UBC News,
Charlotte Amuge in Kampala.
Catch the weekly business roundup every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. only on UBC TV, inspiring Uganda.
Program My School, a great students program and your answer to education perspective, giving you reason as to why you should pay school fees for a child's education, with items like students' talents, thoughts, adventures and skill showcased, leadership skills and all other activities plus concerns in various schools in your locations. Remember that our children are our future generation. Don't miss Program My School.
The Property Line, everything real estate, construction, class, and luxury.